Hey, is it possible this is the biggest gun ever built? Or is this just another big, fat military fake? I've got the answer to that battle-hardened mystery, plus answers on a couple other things that you guys are curious about. Like this picture claiming to show a giant eagle that landed outside somebody's bedroom window, a picture that wants us to believe this giant cat sculpture is real, and this picture. Is it true somebody is actually selling bottled water made from rainforest humidity? I've got all that, plus my favorite fake of the week, so get ready to test your brains. Hey guys, Bill here. To get started today, we're going to take a look at a really big piece of military hardware. The picture was sent in by this person who wrote, I was researching German World War II weapons for a project and found this picture of a large cannon. Is this real or fake? My friend, I don't know where you came across this picture, but you got me fascinated, so let's check it out. A closer look at the picture reveals what is indeed a very big looking cannon. It appears to be mounted on top of a transportation vehicle. We can see what looks like tank tracks at the bottom of it. Luckily, we have 3 people standing in front of this thing to give it some scale. Now, if this is real, that cannon barrel alone would have to be over 100 feet or 20 meters. Wow, that's pretty amazing, but there is one thing that makes me a little bit suspicious about this picture, and that is how blurry it is. When I look very close at the people there, they look more like something in an illustration than a photo. And you know what this thing kind of reminds me of? That super tank that we covered a couple of weeks ago. Remember that one? It had the guns coming out, going in every direction? Well, that one turned out to be fake. Tell you what, I think it's time for you to let me know what you're thinking, okay? So, look, here's how we're gonna vote on this thing. If you think this is a real cannon, in other words, somebody really built that thing and it really shoots bullets, then I want you to vote real. If, on the other hand, you think this is just a very well-drawn illustration or some kind of Photoshop trickery, then we're gonna vote fake. And as usual, if you don't think we have a solid answer, then you just vote unknown, okay? All you gotta do is vote up here. If that doesn't work for you, you can leave an answer down in the comment section. And if neither one of those is working, then just shout it out, okay? You ready? And go. Hey, while everybody's making up their mind, what do you say we take a look at this week's mystery video? It was sent in by technical Tim Flips. Tim says his dad took this video from the streets of Portsmouth, England. As you can see, there are these strange lights blinking up in the sky. Let's take a closer look. I have no idea what this could be, but maybe one of you super sleuths in the UFO or special effects field might know what it is. If you do, please leave some information in the comment section so we can help Tim solve this mystery. Thanks. Okay, now that we're totally confused by that, what do you say we get back to something a little bit more down to earth, like a gigantic cannon, and see if it's real. Although I gotta say, you know, with the mystery video, all those little dotted lights across the sky, doesn't that remind you of that movie from a few years back? I can't remember what year it was, but I think it was called The Phoenix Lights.
19 years ago, this March, thousands of people saw what they believed were UFOs hovering over the valley.
And it was just like that. It was like these little beads of light across the sky, and some teenagers spotted it, and they went off to go see what it was, and they disappeared. And remember that? It's kind of similar. Maybe it's a piece from that movie. I don't know. Anyway, the giant cannon, the ginormous gun, biggest gun in the world, turns out to be, well, the picture turns out to be 100% real. Thanks to some help from my Chewy Piranhas research group on Facebook, we now know this is indeed the biggest gun ever built. It was constructed during World War II by the Germans and is known in English as the Great Gustav Railway Gun. Luna Anderson pointed out it was built in the 1930s. Luann Ashton added it weighed in at a crushing 1,344 tons and stood 4 stories tall. The gun fired shells that weighed 7 tons to a range of 30 miles or about 50 kilometers.
Und das ist die neue schwere deutsche Artillerie.
The ironic thing about this gun is it was actually built to help Germany invade France, but was never used for that. Instead, it was only used once, and that was against the Russians in a fight for the port city of Sevastopol in Crimea. No one is completely sure what eventually happened to the Great Gustav, but most believe it was destroyed by the Germans when they had to retreat from the advancing Russians. Nevertheless, it does remain to this day the biggest gun ever built. Our next picture is this shocking snapshot. It was sent in by Kenny Spencer, who wrote, "I was wondering if you could tell me if this is real or fake. It's an eagle." Kenny, that thing is so big, it looks more like Mothman than an eagle to me, so let's check it out. From the looks of it, somebody saw this outside their bedroom window and was quick enough to grab a photo. I admit it could have been something a lot worse, like maybe a Quetzalcoatlus. But still, it's not something I want to go outside and say hello to. Zooming in, I don't see any digital artifacts that tell me the bird was placed there after the fact. So what do you guys think? Do you think some giant eagle just decided to land in somebody's yard right in front of their bedroom window and then spread its wings out like that? Or do you think maybe somebody is trying to play around with our minds? Tell you what, go ahead and leave me your votes up here. Answers down in the comment section, or just shout it out. I'm going to get out the official answer, and we're going to see which way things are flying here. Because I have a sneaky suspicion. Well, I actually already know the answer, but I am going to now officially announce it. Ladies and gentlemen, the eagle and the picture it's in, as you might suspect, are 100% real. Now, to be certain, we were ready to call this unknown, but then Jose Luis Medrano on Facebook found a second picture. In this version, the bird does not have its wings open, and this second source tells us it's real. I don't think there's any doubt that what's going on here is actually forced perspective, because when you first look at it, you don't realize that there's a hill right there, then there's a street, and then there's a house across the street. So the house is actually much smaller. The car in the distance on the lower left, that's much smaller than you might think if you didn't have that hill. So anyway, in terms of what that bird is, pretty sure it's a bald eagle, although Luna over on my Facebook page says it might be a Steller's sea eagle. So tell you what, if you've got any solid information on the identity of that bird that proves it with the smoking gun, then please send in your information. Thank you. Shaping trees and shrubbery into ornamental shapes is not anything new. It's called topiary. People have come up with strange, creative things over the years. Now, some are really big and some are really small, but what about this giant cat? This picture was sent in by Caleb, who wrote, "Could you tell me if this is real or fake?" Caleb, I'm not so sure about this one because, you know, that is a really big sculpture, and I don't even know what kind of tree or plant would support something that big. Now, there's a couple of things about this picture that make me think it's real. Number one is it has a lot of detail in it, and that's not something you can add very easily with a computer. Now, add to that this looks like a commercial property, like a hotel or something like that. So that means they would have enough money and incentive to do something like this. Go ahead and leave me your votes up here, answers down in the comment section, or just shout it out. I am going to get out this, and we're going to see what we got here. So now, if you think that this thing is actually somebody went out with the hedge trimmers and created that out of a tree or a shrub or something like that, then it's real. If on the other hand, if you think maybe, just maybe, it was created digitally, you know, like in Photoshop, then you're going to vote fake. And as usual, if you don't think we have a solid answer, which maybe we don't, you can always vote unknown. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Let's see who's right on this one. It is 100% without any possibility of an error because we have proof. Solid smoking gun proof that it is fake. Thanks to Jonah Moore from my Facebook research group, we now know these are digitally created artworks by surreal artist Richard Saunders. Saunders has made many of these photographic cat topiaries and has made a YouTube video where he explains how he does it. The original digital sculptures were inspired by his pet cat called Tolly. Tolly has since passed on, but Richard continues his creations because of a worldwide fan base always asking for more. When it came to our last submission today, I almost went with this video claiming to show a lobster, or is that a crawfish, that can write. Check this out. It definitely gets your attention, but if we use our usual technique to stop, think, and ask questions, well, then it becomes actually pretty easy to figure out. We don't see the end of the pen, which means to me somebody is holding it off camera and doing a little ghost writing for our wannabe two-pincher writer. So once that video was rejected, the final choice came down to this picture and the news story that goes with it. It was sent in by Kaito, who just asked, is it true a company is selling water made from the humidity of the Amazon rainforest? Kaito, I know there's all kinds of exotic water out there, but you know, I've never seen anybody show up with a sports drink or water in a bottle going, hey, my water's made out of humidity. I don't know, it's pretty far-fetched. So I'll tell you what, guys, if you think there's a real company out there that is really making bottles of water out of humidity from the Amazon, then we're going to vote real. If, on the other hand, this is some kind of fake news, like what is that, Channel 45 News or The Onion or Daily News World Report, you know, all those fake news sites, then you vote fake, all right? So you guys go ahead and do that up here. Answers down in the comment section or shout it out. Let me get out this. Get this done in a hurry because I'm getting thirsty just looking at that stuff. I wonder what it would taste like. I mean, you think it would taste any different? Probably not. You could probably just fill it up with normal water and said it came from humidity. I mean, who cares? I mean, people care, but you know what I'm saying. Wow, you're not going to believe this. Unbelievable. That company and that water is real. The company is called Amazon Air Water. It's located in a town called Barcelos, which is in the Amazon region of Brazil. Now, according to the company, the water is pure and does not use any chemical process whatsoever.
We chose to use the purest air on the planet and produce the purest water in the world.
Now, that's what I call making money out of thin air.
Drink, breathe, and live. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Amazon Air Water.
Okay, well, that's all the time I have for this video, but please do not click away. I still haven't shown you my favorite fake of the week. And hey, don't forget, we have a new show every Friday, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so you get a shot at being first official comment and win the pin. The video was sent in by Amertrine7, who said I should use this as my favorite fake of the week. And well, Amertrine, you're right. This is my favorite fake of the week. It was posted by a channel called VF Extreme on YouTube. After watching this video, more than one person in the comment section renamed it the Statue of Liability. Hey, don't go away just yet. There are a whole lot more real or fakes you can look at. Just go ahead and click on one.